Graduates and guests, at this time, would you please direct your attention to our video boards so you can view a public service announcement.
Congratulations to our 2020 and 2021 graduates. Welcome to the SIU Carbondale Commencement in SIUC Stadium.
Masks should be worn at all times. Grads and guests should go directly to their seats. Please remain seated and 6 feet away from people outside of your household.
During commencement, do not obstruct others' view by standing, holding banners, signs, etc. No noisemakers. Keep cheering and applause short so every name can be heard.
Concessions and restrooms are open. Masks should only be removed to eat or drink after you have returned to your seat. Wash your hands or use hand sanitizer when appropriate. No photos allowed on the field or stage after the ceremony. Please exit in an orderly fashion and meet your graduate outside.
Thank you for being with us today and for your cooperation. We are proud of all our graduates. And remember, once a SIUC, always a SIUC.
To all our graduates and guests, welcome to the 145th Southern Illinois University Commencement Exercises. You bet. Good evening, my name is Steve Fallett, and I have the honor of serving as your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remain standing for our processional. First, let's welcome our faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please welcome our honored guests, members of the Chancellor's Cabinet, and our academic leaders. The Grand Marshal this evening is Dr. Amber Pond, who will be carrying the University Mace to be placed with distinction up here on our platform. Dr. Darrell G. Kroner, a 2021 recipient of the SIUC Excellence Award, will be carrying the University Charter and will also place it up here on our platform. We begin this evening. Please continue to stand, and we ask, gentlemen, that you please remove your caps as James Hilliard, a senior studying biological sciences, and he's also the School of Music soloist. He's going to be leading us tonight in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, James. Now, this is a very special occasion for those of you who are degree candidates, as well as for those of you that are families and friends of the degree candidates. At this time, let's take a moment of reflection to focus on your accomplishments, those who helped you along the way, as well as the opportunities that lie ahead for you. And be seated at this time. It is a pleasure for me to introduce to you the members of the university leadership who are seated up on the platform. On the center platform, we have the Assistant Professor of Theater and Honorary Reader, Darrell Clark. The 2021 recipient of the Scholar Excellence Award, Daryl Croner. Pamela J. Wilson, the Honorary Degree recipient. Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Mira Kamaraju. The Chancellor of Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, Austin A. Lane. Vice President for Academic Innovation, Planning and Partnerships, Garish Gupchup. And the Grand Marshal and Faculty Senate Secretary, Amber Pond. On the Northeast platform, the Associate Chancellor for Diversity, Todd Bryson. The Associate Dean and Director of the Graduate School, Stephen Shee. The Dean of the College of Agriculture, Life and Physical Science, Scott Ishman. Vice Chancellor for Research, Gary Kinsel. Graduate Counsel, Kyle Plunkett. And seated on the field with the faculty are our faculty marshals, Michael J. Leidy, Teaching Excellence Award recipient, and David Delala. He's the Associate Provost for Academic Administration. And our interpreters for this evening's ceremony are Jenny Bevel and Jonathan Miller. Can you please give them a round of applause? And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Chancellor of Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, Austin A. Lang. He is a 26-year higher education administrator as well as a faculty member. Dr. Lane has led Southern Illinois University since July of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chancellor Austin A. Lane to the podium to preside over this evening's ceremony.
Well, good evening. Now, it is far too quiet, and we're in the SIUC Stadium, so we're going to have to make some noise. So parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, on the count of three, I want all of you to stand up and give these graduates a big round of applause. Let's make sure they know you love them. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's give it to them. Let's go. It's time to celebrate. Oh, look at this guy. He's dancing in the stands. He's so happy to get rid of it. Oh, whoever's parent that is, they can't wait for you to get out of their pocket, right? That's right. Let's go get some jobs now. Now, students, I want to make sure that you do the same, right? So why don't you stand up and find your parent or your loved one. Make sure you know where they are, because when you cross this stage, you want to put your eyes on them, okay? You want to make sure they know that you appreciate them. So why don't you give your parents and loved ones a standing ovation. Show them some love there. Tell them how much you love them. You can do better than that. They spent all that money on tuition, and oh yeah, you can do better than that. Well, I am just honored to serve as the Chancellor of Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, and I'm pleased to welcome all the members of the class of 2021. This is a great accomplishment. It's been a tough year, and so it's good that we're all here together and we're doing it in a safe way, and it's such a beautiful sight. You can't see it, I can, but it's a beautiful sight to see each of you out in the audience and to see your parents and loved ones in the stands. I would like to introduce the heart and soul of the university, and that's our faculty. They're seated on each side or on this side of our graduating students. The representatives of our esteemed faculty, and I won't call them by name or anything like that, but I want you to keep your eyes on them because I know that they helped you get to where you are now. They played a vital role in the success. They share their passion for knowledge, research, and service because they want to inspire our students. They have challenged you. They have pushed you to do better and to do your best because they know that you are capable of doing that. They've mentored you, they've guided you. Because they know that your education is transformational, they've gone the extra mile to make sure that you get there. Our faculty members take great pride in the success of all of our students. And I would ask that you please wave or give them a big round of applause. Many of them are around here, some are up in the stands. Let's give them a big round of applause and show our commitment to our faculty. Thank you for doing that. They see you. Faculty, go ahead and stand. If you're down there, stand up so they can see you. There you go. Stand up and get some shine there. There you go. One more time for them, please. Thank you. Thank you. You do a great job. Please note, too, that there are many, many others on this university campus who have helped and facilitated your path to this day. This list includes our academic advisors who showed the pathway on how to get from orientation to graduation, coaches, mentors, counselors, student affairs staff. They're all over the place right now helping you get in and to get to where you need to be. We also want to recognize the dining staff, building service workers, office personnel, public safety officers, and countless others who make this campus special and assist our students every day. Please join me in giving them, too, a round of applause. They go the extra mile for you. We appreciate what they do. I know they're around working, so they're going to be with us all weekend, so they're going to need a lot of applause, so thank you for doing that. Graduates, yours is one of over 2,000 degrees being awarded and recognized this weekend. As you know, we have graduates from the spring, from the summer, and fall of 2020 that were unable to walk the stage. Many of them are here this weekend, and we want to welcome them back home. After hours of studying, writing papers, designing in studios, working in labs, and meeting on group projects, you have achieved your goal, and we all congratulate you for doing that. You will notice that many students are wearing medallion and cords symbolizing their many accomplishments: Latin honors, university honors, athletes who have excelled in the classroom. You'll find a full listing of honors listed on page 6 of the commencement program. Please take a look. Traditionally, we would hold an academic excellence ceremony prior to commencement, where we would award honors and celebrate our highest achieving students. Because we were unable to host the event this year, we would like to take a few minutes today and celebrate those students who earned top honors during their academic careers. As you look upon the graduates, you will see many students achieve greatness in the classroom. This weekend, 1,385 of our graduates earned bachelor's degrees and have a 3.5 overall GPA or higher, or completed the university honors program. Additionally, there are 101 undergraduate students who have an overall GPA of 4.0. Several are with us at the ceremony, and please give them a round of applause. I don't know about you, but I didn't have a 4.0 all the way through, so you got me beat. Great job. Well, all of those candidates who have a 4.0, could you please stand so we can see where you are? Because I'm going to have you remain standing. We're going to really put you in the spotlight. There you go. Stand up. Stay right where you are. Well, that is awesome. Yeah, I see you. That's good. That's good. Now, with those undergraduates who achieved the summa cum laude designation by earning a 3.9 or higher GPA, please join the 4.0 graduates in standing as well. I want to recognize you. There you go. There they are. Looking good. Our summa cum laude honorees are wearing gold medallions with their regalia today. We want to make sure those who've achieved the distinction of magna cum laude, could you please stand and wave as well? Magna cum laude recipients earn 3.75 to 3.89. It's another great group. They're wearing the silver medallions with their regalia, so that's great. Finally, I would like to ask those students who earned the cum laude distinction to please join their peers in standing. Our cum laude honorees who are wearing the bronze medallions. They've achieved a 3.5 to 3.74. Big round of applause. Great accomplishments. Very proud. Please be seated. Thank you so much. In addition to students' excellent academic accomplishments, many of our degree candidates are active duty military or veterans who have served our country well. Today, they wear the red, the white, and the blue cords. Our active duty military or veterans, could you please stand? And let's give them a big round of applause. Please stand so we can recognize you for all you do. We appreciate you. Thank you for your service. Great job. Great job. A lot of sacrifice happens there. SIU has a rich history of being a diverse university in race, in age, and nationality. The youngest among you is 19. Wow. The oldest is 70. This weekend, there are graduates from 17 countries earning degrees. If you are an international student, would you please stand so we can wave and cheer you on as well? If you're in the audience, if you're an international student, please stand. Let's give a big round of applause. Congratulations. If you were first in your family to attend college, can you please stand so we can give you a round of applause? Oh, yeah. There you go. Congratulations. You have some proud parents watching you. Congratulations. I will now ask Pamela J. Wilson to come forward, along with our provost, Dr. Mira Kamaraju.
I'm pleased to share with you some of the accomplishments of our honorary degree recipient. Pamela J. Wilson, SIU Carbondale alumna from the class of 1979, has devoted her career to public health through her work with the Texas Department of State Health Services. As a member of a 4-person team, she developed and implemented the state's innovative oral rabies vaccination program. The Texas Oral Rabies Vaccination Program began in 1995 in response to major outbreaks of the canine strain of rabies in southern Texas and the gray fox type of rabies in western Texas. The outbreaks involved hundreds of animal cases, caused 2 human deaths, and forced thousands of people to get costly post-exposure treatments. Over the next several years, the program dramatically reduced the number of canine and gray fox rabies cases in Texas, and no cases have been detected since 2013. The vaccine has proven safe in more than 60 species of animals. The need to prevent rabies is critical because once a person or animal displays its symptoms, the disease is almost always fatal. Her dedicated efforts to collect and analyze data related to the oral rabies vaccination program and her initiatives over more than 20 years led to her serving as lead author of the definitive reference book, Rabies, Clinical Considerations and Exposure Evaluations. Wilson is credited with advocating for Texas to adopt new protocols when responding to rabies outbreaks, protocols that were contrary to the national standards of the day. Her work led to a new and effective pathway to address rabies instead of the previous protocol of euthanizing or quarantining the animal. Her efforts changed vaccine recommendations and reduced the number of humans exposed to rabies through domestic animals.
In accordance with this recommendation and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Community Health with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, and grant this diploma as evidence thereof.
So very, very happy. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for your vote of confidence in me. And thank you, Provost Karamaju, for that gracious introduction. And to Chancellor Austin Lane, it is indeed appropriate that you should be presenting this to me, given that I'm from Austin. And it was a privilege. I see some clapping for Austin, yay! It was indeed a privilege and honor for me to have my doctoral hood presented by both of you. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Southern Illinois University for this incredibly meaningful honor. I'd also like to extend appreciation to Dr. Tom Sidwa and many other highly respected colleagues for their support. And to this amazing graduating class, a very warm thank you for sharing this day with me, because this truly is your day, of which you should be very proud. I realize how fortunate I have been. My mom and dad raised my siblings and me in a loving, secure environment in which a good education was always stressed. I have been surrounded by wonderful friends, including 2 very dear, long-time friends that are here with us tonight, and family who have provided me with uplifting encouragement, and that does include my family of dogs and cats, who always provide me with their unconditional love. And even with all of this, I consider this recognition from SIU to be one of the truly gratifying highlights of my life. Before I graduated from Spoon River College with my associate's degree, I started to consider the next steps of my college career. Well, during a spring break, I visited my brother Jeff at SIU and stayed with my Uncle Cliff and Aunt Carolyn, who lived in Carbondale. Well, one day while standing outside my brother's place, he spied one of his housemates walking towards us, and he encouraged me to walk past him and nonchalantly say, "Hi, James." Well, that stopped his friend in his tracks, and he started asking me, how did I know his name and where had we met? Well, he had a great energy, so that Saturday night, the three of us went with my cousin Lynn to see the movie Taxi Driver. And then we were going to walk to my aunt and uncle's house for a snack and to see something no college student we knew could afford, a television. Well, during the walk after the movie, James periodically burst into saying, "You talking to me? You talking to me?" But imagine someone with talent imitating Robert De Niro's Travis Bickle. He was also excited about the television because his brother was on a new TV show and he was anxious to see it. And that was the first time I ever saw, live from New York, it's Saturday night. And it's the first time that I ever saw his brother, John, perform. Now you have a little more of the history of James Jim Belushi and his acting career. So, you never know who you might meet through SIU. Now, during my years at SIU, I majored in zoology and minored in animal science. Can we have a cheer out there for the College of Science? Woo! And what about the College of Agricultural Sciences? Yeah! Woo! Well, I thrived there amidst fascinating topics, innovative instructors, and intrepid classmates. The fact that the campus was gorgeous, complete with Thompson Woods, was icing on the cake. Plus, my beloved three-legged dog, Ripple, became quite the big dog on campus. I also was honored to receive the Charles L. Foote Achievement Award in Zoology. I hope that when you reflect on your time at SIU, it is with a similar sense of purposeful accomplishment and the same feelings of SIUC pride. I also encourage you to remain in contact with your professors, as they will remain life-affecting mentors. Although through the decades, some are no longer available to me, I was able to stay in touch with Dr. Ronald Brandon, who is my faculty advisor. So keep those SIU connections going strong. It's as it should be, that you leave here feeling like taking the world by storm. But if some lightning strikes, try to be patient. Right after I graduated, I moved to Texas and anticipated getting a job in zoology within a few interviews. Well, I soon discovered there were many people wanting such a job. One professor at the University of Texas, where I eventually got my master's degree, asked me, why should he hire me when there were PhDs looking for a job? To quote Zora Neale Hurston, there are years that ask questions and years that answer. Soon, interesting career options came my way, including one for 14 years at an animal clinic and one for 28 years and still counting in veterinary public health zoonosis control, while also being an adjunct instructor and writing books. So, keep listening for those years that answer. My passion has always been working with animals, but an unexpected opportunity led to a focus on rabies. Dr. Keith Clark, who hired me for the veterinary public health job, was an internationally acclaimed rabies guru. He also had a very thick Texas accent. One of the main missions of my job when I started involved the development of an oral rabies vaccination program for coyotes and later gray foxes, because at the time, Texas was experiencing a rabies epizootic in coyotes and domestic dogs. Well, Dr. Clark was frequently talking about rabies in dogs and cows. A person in the audience at one of his presentations told him she was confused as to why Texas was experiencing such a problem with dogs with rabies and rabies in cows. Well, his cow had come out as cow to her. Well, later I was assisting a team doing a rabies documentary for National Geographic, and I set up an interview for them with Dr. Clark. And when he was visiting with the film crew prior to the taping, he mentioned that biologically a coyote is just a wild dog. Well, they looked at him like he had lobsters crawling out of his ears. Well, after the interview, I went to lunch with the crew, and I just happened to tell them the story of the woman who thought Dr. Clark was talking about rabies in dogs and cows, not coyotes. Well, they all began to laugh and said, "We thought he was saying that biologically a cow is just a wild dog." And the producer added, "I thought, well, he's the expert. It must be true." But those of us from the College of Science and College of Agricultural Sciences, we know better. Through the years, I still agree with the description of this elusive disease in an article by lead author Dr. Charles Ruprecht. Anyone seriously working in the field of rabies has been fascinated by its complexity and frustrated by its mysteries. So, keep learning from others, no matter what accent they put on life. Finally, try to keep it light with a young at heart twist.